Good day, folks. Welcome to Hacktoberfest with Aviyel. Here we have Emil Pearce, who's from Novu. So we'll have an amazing session today, a very insightful session on Novu. He's like out here to provide everything on it, and he'll be talking about the same, what his journey was, and we'll apparently have a tidbit in between, which you'd love to have about Novu and what it's going to do in the future. So I'll give the stage over to Emil.
All right. So, hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to share a bit about myself and about the amazing place that I actually work at and part of. So, as you may already know, or not, my name is Emil Pearce, or Emil for short. And I'm the DevRel and kind of the community manager for Novu as for now. Novu is amazing kind of place, amazing product, community project that I am proudly part of. And I hope that you all could really benefit from what I'm going to share. And even more than that, I hope to see you somewhere in our community, in our Discord server, or in any other platform that you kind of see fit. So, yeah, that's kind of in short about me. Should I share my screen already? I don't know.
Anytime.
Okay. So, okay, I'm sharing my screen now. Be prepared. Are you all prepared? Good. But after a while, so I was instructed not to know what I'm actually sharing, so I hopefully share the right screen. But if it's the right screen, please also kind of comment in the chat. Kind of we see it. It's supposed to say a closer look at Novu.
It's visible.
So, yes. Okay, great, wonderful. So yeah, a closer look at Novu. I kind of really proud and really excited actually to do that because I think this is the first Hacktoberfest event that I'm part of, kind of not hosting, but actually a guest. So yay. Again, thank you for inviting me. So let's talk today about what we are actually about to do. So Novu is a notification infrastructure, an open source notification infrastructure. And let's go over the agenda. So really kind of makes sense to start by the essence of what this project actually does, as well as how the problem was been solved before and how Novu is actually make things easier. As well as many other things, probably some sort of small demo that I will do. And probably in the end, there will be a place for questions. So you all guys could just stay and ask and I don't know, and maybe just chat a little. All right, so what is the problem? The problem is that every time, or let's say usually when we're creating an app or creating a service or creating anything that's supposed to be interactive with users, with clients, with subscribers, we need to add a notification layer. We need to have this communication channel with our audience, with our users, and that's where notification comes from or comes in. So as you can see in the background, there is kind of the most common use for notification, which is social media, as well as many other things. And notification, just kind of to give a quick example in our everyday life, it can be in every sort and in many shapes and forms. It can be in the form of an email that you are getting from a company when you are signing in, or maybe an order that you submitted, and the company or the store just want to inform you that they received that order and here, this is the tracking number, or this is kind of the way that you can follow up on the issue. Or social media, things that kind of just getting us more and more addicted and keeping us kind of stick to the phone or to the computer, and just to stay interactive with the world, basically. And usually when we kind of getting into this point where we need to communicate somehow with our users or with our audience, we probably will start from something pretty small, which is usually could be an email. It could be a typical first step. But after a while, you will find yourself juggling hundreds of notifications across different platforms. So I don't know if you kind of familiar with this diagram that you see in the background of the slide, but this is the actual notification infrastructure of Slack. So as you can see, this is only a part of it, and it's already kind of have a really not that intuitive to follow and maintain system that as a developer in the company that you're working at, you probably will need to maintain and add or subtract things, or add new channels to communicate, and add different logics. And the experience for the end user usually could be not just so great. I mean, we getting notifications from different sources, from different platforms, and we usually, when it's kind of starting to be a lot of noise, and the notification infrastructure and the notification themselves that the company is communicating to us are not built right, we just turn them off. And that's kind of the moment where me or we as users kind of just cutting the communication channel with the service or with the company or with the platform that we are using. And this is something that actually bad for us and for the service. So building a proper notification infrastructure and notification layer that will work properly is always a challenge. And if you ever kind of was in a moment or you faced that challenge, so you probably know what I'm talking about right now. So how could you solve it? So I see a question. Okay, I think the Q&A is something that we will do in the end. I'm not sure. Okay, we'll do it in the end. So just we could finish with the flow, and then I could address all your questions, guys. So how could you solve it? This is, as you can see right now on the screen, this is the initial form of the Novu solution, kind of how we just started. This is probably one of the oldest commits in the project. And all it does is like importing needed libraries, creating, oh, I have a typo here, creating an email instance, then you registering the email template right here, and then you sending an email. So that is kind of the most basic things, but it's not really touching any maybe different uses or fallbacks or different kind of approaches to other providers, and maybe some kind of a logic behind it. It's really plainly simple email notification that you would like maybe to add to your product, to your project. So what does Novu help? I mean, how does Novu help? So Novu is creating an easy to use API, but not just an API. It's, I mean, once you starting to creating notification and work on it and implementing it in your project, you probably will need to do it with various different channels. And you probably will also use several different providers. It could be Slack for chat. It could be Twilio for SMS, or SendGrid for email, or MailChimp for mails, or we have also push and web push notifications. So those are just only the few providers and few kind of channels that you would probably like to communicate with. But maybe it would make much more sense for you to use another provider in a particular geographical location because it will be cheaper for SMS, for example, or something that will be much more intuitive, or will kind of be as a backup provider if something else goes wrong. So you have many things that you will need to work on. And the main reason why you probably will start to integrate different channels and using their APIs is because you want it to be customizable. You would like it to look like you want it. You want it to look like maybe your manager or the product folks would like it to look like. And that's where you kind of starting to add more and more APIs to your code base. And it's getting really hard to maintain after a while because as much complicated it gets, then exponentially, basically, you probably will need to put efforts and resources to maintain that. But Novu does one API to rule them all. So I really kind of was proud of this slide in particular because I'm a huge geek of some sort, and I really like Lord of the Rings. So it's the reference kind of to one ring to rule them all. So I hope you got this reference. Yeah, so Novu provides a single API to manage all your customers' communications. So as you can see here, do you need to add a provider? Consider Switch, maybe an email provider. That's good. If you want maybe to have something instead of SendGrid because it went down, or a fallback strategy for Mailgun, that's where Novu comes in handy. So right now we're going to actually go over and see how Novu is actually look like. And this is the setup project. So the initial kind of command that you will need is just npx Novu init. And I'm going to right now live demo it. Okay, so we will just go through all this process. So if you would like to do it by yourself, you will be able to. So I said that it's supposed to be npx Novu init. So I forgot the npx. So npx Novu. So usually, because I set up Novu multiple times to run this one command, I sometimes face the problems because of version. So all I'm going to do is to write npx Novu latest and then init. Okay, so but for you guys, it's still going to be npx Novu init. So I hope you can see it good, but I still will kind of make it bigger. So as you can see, this is the Novu logo with gradient colors. I think it's really nice and really cute. But here we are going to the CLI command, the setup will guide you through every step that you need to take. So what is your application name? Let's go with Aviyel, all right? Because you guys are hosting me here, and I think that you are awesome. Okay, so we have two options. Because Novu is an open source project, you can fully install it in your local machine and host it in your Docker, and kind of, you don't need anything. You can just go there, clone it, and manage it, and just, use it as you would like. But we also have a cloud managed solution, kind of cloud hosted. So we will go with that one. So create a free cloud account. This is also recommended, right? After I pressed enter, the next section is coming through, create account with, sign in with GitHub. And something that will come soon is sign up with email and password. So I clicked signing with GitHub. Then I need to accept the terms and conditions and privacy policy. I click yes. And right now, you can see that this demo project just got up. Okay, so once I clicked enter, this cute demo project on the local host, something that usually just this number is changing. You can see here how Novu works. So we have Acme Corp demo dashboard. So here, trigger your first notification using provided curl command for your terminal. So I have few options. I can just copy this section and put it in my terminal. And so it's something that I will probably do. As you can see, we already have a notification, but it's something that I triggered a bit earlier, but don't mind that. This is going to be our demo project, and I believe that you will find it really similar to what you see right now on the screen. So I'm putting the comment here. Also, I probably will need to modify it a bit later just for kind of to showcase few other notifications. But that's going to be the first one. This is kind of the one, the basic one. I just pasted it from here. I just clicked copy. I put it in my terminal. I click enter. And you can see your first notification was sent. Check the notification bell. So I'm going back here. You can see the bell. Okay, right now I have a bit of delay, probably because again I tried it multiple times. But again, it's something that you're supposed to see in your terminal and in your demo project. But instead of just waiting for this to happen, I will just click here, trigger. Okay, and as I triggered, you see this is the notification that I was supposed to get from my terminal, but again, we will manage. So I just copy this demo site because we will need it in a moment. But I will click here, click on this notification to visit the cloud admin panel. I click on this and it gets me to the admin panel. So this is the admin panel that I actually have. I wanted to, the demo project, once I click on it and be transformed, I would like to just go back to showcase a few other things. So don't worry about it. Okay, so what we see here is you could right away connect your delivery provider. So this is the integration store that Novu already provides. Those are the integrations that we offer. Of course, the community and many other contributors and maintainers are keep adding relevant providers. So if there is you cannot see the provider that you actually would like to use, just open an issue, and I believe that someone really kind of briefly will create an integration with them, so you could use it. This is create the first notification template. We will go in a moment to the notification templates, which is in this section here. And this send a trigger from your API. Basically, this is where if you already want to implement it to your code base and to your kind of backend, you could do it. So you just click on the backend that you are working with, And this part, embed a notification center in your app. This is for the front end part, okay? We're not going to do any of this because we already have this demo project here, so it will be much more convenient for this cute demo. And right now, let's go to notification, okay? So notification templates. This is a notification template that was created right when I created this. Oh, sorry. I'm searching for it. Okay. This is a notification template that was created right after I initiated this command or clicked this trigger. So it's automatically just created this template. And in order to just added this template, all you need to do is just go in, see that you can provide here with the notification name, notification identifier, notification group, and the description, okay? But the interesting thing is actually getting here in the workflow editor. So the workflow editor provides you with a tool that you can actually customize and create this interesting flow of how you would like your notifications to be to work. So let's just go and create another notification because here, as you can already see, this is an in-app notification. But for example, I would like to create another template. And this template, let's call it an email, right? So I will name it email. Notification description is optional. I'm going to the workflow. And then we see this. So we have the trigger. The trigger is the first thing that kind of initiate the process of the notification. And after the trigger, I can do a few things. I can create like an entire flow. After the trigger, I can email, maybe put a delay of a few minutes or a day, or I don't know, any customizable time. And after that, send an SMS. And right after that, send a chat kind of over Slack. Again, it's really dependent on the flow of the notifications that you would like to make for your specific use case. Okay, so we'll go with email notification right now. By the way, there is a really, really cool feature here. Kind of we're going briefly over the features already. So we have the delay, as we said, kind of once the trigger was initiated, you can put a delay just to wait for some time and then to send an SMS or an email or any other notification. Or you can put a digest. So digest is also kind of really new feature that we have worked on. And what it does, it basically, you set a time. Right now it's a time digested feature. And you put here, for example, 6 minutes, okay, or 5 minutes. So basically what it does, this is a regular, I click save. So basically what it does is after the trigger was pulled, so something kind of, there was an action by a user and the trigger was initiated, it goes to the digest, okay? What it means is that right now, this trigger is just being stored or hold in order to wait until other notifications or other triggers will be initiated. So for example, let's take Instagram, all right? So let's say right now you posted something and you receive this notification that, hi, Emil is followed you. But right after that, kind of a minute after that, or a few seconds after that, I have another follow. I have another follow and another follow. So instead of just triggering all those notifications one after another and just bombarding the user because it's really a bad experience, after the first trigger, it will wait for 5 minutes to afterwards in the in-app to tell me that Emil and Remil, Emil and 4 others follow. Oh, come on. Followed you. Okay, it's just an example, right? So it not be like Emil followed you, Jack followed you, Christina followed you. It's just going to digest it. It's going to store all the triggers and then send you one notification or one email or one SMS with all kind of this digested triggers and data that they want to communicate to you. And this is a really important feature for user experience. So after putting here the text that I wish to do, I will put Emil followed you. I click create. And here they already, you can already just select this trigger. I will copy this trigger to initiate it from the terminal. But before that, I wrote that it's an email, but in the end, I did an in-app. So I will actually delete it. I will also delete the digest because I want to show you how it actually works. So let's again go with an email, edit template. Okay, with the email, it's subject line again, hello user. Okay, here you can put a brand logo. This is the text that you would like the email, kind of the content, the body of the email that you would like to have. Let's just put some dummy text here, or you could put a custom code. So basically, if you have a designed email template or something that you would like kind of to put here that will be much more customizable, you can just insert the code here, and this is something that will be triggered and sent to your subscriber. So I am doing an update. Cannot be null or identify. Yeah, I see. What about this? Okay, template updated successful because I just I didn't put any code here. That's why it was kind of, what's it doing? So once we done it, we said that we can trigger. So trigger snippet. This is the trigger. This is like for your backend, but I will use it for in my terminal. So I'm taking all this. Just for the sake of this demo, I will make sure that the API key is the same. I'm just replacing the API key. By the way, the API keys, you can you go into the settings, you go into API keys, and here it is. And this is your application identifier, right? So I put already the API keys that I know that work with this demo app. And right now, I will also use the subscriber ID, okay? Because it's something that I need also to provide here. So the subscriber ID. Great. So I have everything I need. I just copy this. Going again to my terminal. Let's just start again with different terminal. I posted here. Click enter, and email must be an email error. Okay, so because it's not an email, then it would not work with the in-app notification. So just again, for the sake of this demo, I will change the email trigger to an in-app. It's just a drag and drop thing. I'm going to an in-app. I am customize this. Aviyel is awesome. Okay, so it's customizable. I just added the content of the notification. You can also put a URL. So if you would like the person to click on your notification and to be redirected to some other place, you put it here, as well as add new feed. Again, it's optional. So I click an update. Let's go again and trigger the snippet. So this is the snippet. I will just copy this API key here. I will also copy the subscriber ID. I will get rid of this because I don't need it. I will take this. Again, I'm going to the terminal. Let's go with another one. I just wanted it to be really clean. Pasting it here, clicking enter, and you can see that acknowledge true status proceed. Basically, you can see here that it was triggered, and you see here Aviyel is awesome. Okay, so this is a really cool kind of way just to demo it, just to see how it works. What interesting other things we have here. We have the user preference editor. It's something that, again, it's on the user's end. So if your user don't like or don't want to receive emails or chat or SMS or push or in-app, you could just select that. So it's really, again, a good way to communicate with your user the way your user want to. It's really important. And here you can see the subscribers, unsafe changes, that's fine. So if you remember the subscriber ID, it's this ID that I just pulled. This is one of my subscribers. This is a dummy subscriber that I had before. This is the activity feed. So you can see here, once I trigger this, it will be shown here. So I triggered an email, I triggered an in-app. You can see everything that was triggered. So the template name is called email, but it's actually an in-app. And we will not be using this. Okay. So I'm going again to the activity feed. You can see that it's an in-app because it's an in-app. And yeah, you can see all the triggers that was initiated. Integration store, we went through it. Your branding, your logo, so things that maybe you would like to have predefined. Team members, if you have any. Yeah, the UX looks easy and intuitive. Thank you. And you have here the changes. So the changes here, this is again another interesting part, is if you can see here, you have development and production. So all what I did right now till now was in the development environment. So if I'm working with a production product, I would not want my templates to just go out there and be triggered without me testing them or without me kind of checking if everything is working as I wish it to. So all this kind of by default is the development stage. But here, all the changes that you are doing here, if it's with the templates, if it's with the implementation of your backend and putting it in your front end, all the changes are being logged here. So also here is the history. That's all the dummy things that I did kind of today. And it says pending. Pending is because it's not in production yet. So what I can do, I can select only this template change to go into production, and then I hit promote. Basically, it just went to production and it's live. And this in-app, let's say, also I would like to promote. So everything right now is in production. I don't have any changes here in my log. And yeah, I'm good to go. So again, this is, as we said, the demo project. Yeah, and that's about it. So we went over how to set up Novu and how intuitive all this actually is. I think it's really awesome. So if you kind of thinking about adding notifications to your project, to your open source kind of initiative, do that with Novu. Novu is a really simple solution for it. It's open source. And right now, let's talk a bit about the Novu ecosystem. So Novu is quite new in town, okay? So the project is initiated a while back. And a while back, I'm talking about probably 1 year or a bit more than 1 year, okay? But we actually really grew fast, and you can also kind of go and see the GitHub page, and you can see we grew with GitHub stars. We grew with the contributors that are joining and helping us just to make our make the solution better. And our kind of main place, our, let's say, hometown, is happening on Discord. So this is our cute Discord server. We have almost 1,000 members. And once you come here you can see all of your community members, all of your friends, commentators. And this is the place to ask questions, to raise issues. If you have any question regarding anything related to Novu, this is the place to go. And yeah, that was me. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Emil Pearce. And right now, let's get to the questions. So, Isaac, are you going to be live with me for the question part?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm stopped sharing my screen.
We can go to the question. So there's one question that's been reached. What is a major challenge faced while building a unified API?
So just think about, well, there is just a lot of providers and many different APIs, and integrate them into one place is a challenge by itself, because once you kind of trying to work with different platforms with different code bases, and different, exactly, just multiple users, and you just need to provide everything together, and well, this is the main challenge.
Working in one project and different libraries in one project is itself a big deal. And they've been able to do a lot more. So just like that. Yeah. I think that's the last question.
Just like that.
Oh, there's one more. You guys recently got $6.6 million in the last funding round. How complex was it to get investors to put cash in an open source project? It's a very valid question that comes up.
Yeah, I really like this question, because it just shows the world where technology is heading. Okay, so everything that is open sourced is being able to be modified, to be improved, to be upgraded in every sense of the way. Because once we put our code base and once we put kind of everything out there, we able to generate feedback. We are able to generate this use cases for the solution that we suggesting. And when that is done, you just open yourself to so many other people around the world to just come in, share their knowledge, share their kind of problems, their use cases, and enhance this same solution that you initially started with and get it to much higher place. So that's sort of a mindset is what investors right now kind of could put their money in, because they see the community around it. They see that it got attention from developers, from the tech industry, from the tech community. And this is just, let's call it a social proof that there is something in here, and it's something that needs to be backed in order for enterprise level companies to go and use it. So that's why investors feel comfortable doing that.
That's a very relevant answer. So there's a question I want to ask. So how has it been collabing with enterprise solutions and so on, building enterprise solutions or working with enterprises?
So in the beginning, of course, it's always kind of hard because enterprises requires many different things. I think the one thing that how it's called. Wait a second. Let me just. Well, I can't recall, but there is just mostly legal things that the enterprises requires from a project or a company to have. Basically, you just need to be to meet some basic worldwide standards that will basically allow them to use you and not be sued or not be kind of legally prosecuted, or just be. They need to have some faith and trust in you, and that's why it's really important.
Got that. So there's a chat on public saying your UX looks very easy and intuitive.
Yeah, I think we have an amazing design team. We actually we work with them on everything nowadays. If you guys saw Hack Squad is a project or an initiative that also was initiated by Novu, and I think that also the design of the Novu main website and the Novu documentation and the Hack Squad website, well, it's all with our amazing design team that doing exceptional work.
Got that. That's great. So I guess it's time to wrap up the session. Thanks, Emil. Thanks for coming over. It's been great. And there's one thing I noticed about it. You talk about Novu as your baby.
It is the community and Novu and everything is kind of my. It's my true passion. I really happy that it's something that can be seen, but generally I'm just excited even more about the fact that I able to meet new people that are passionate about open source, and I just would like to kind of just pull them to us and make them feel cozy and warm and
the spirit of open source. And the point was, even at last you showed up Docusaurus. So even when you're talking about your own project, you even brought another open source project up. That is one of the greatest things about the community, I would say.
Well, we're trying to be kind of a good citizen of the open source motion.
Thank you so much, Emil. Thank you so much. Thanks for the Novu team for bringing this on. And I have a small announcement to make. Hacktoberfest with Aviyel week 2 submissions are over, and then there's been a very good response, overwhelming response. The articles that have been coming in, great. The week 3 topics have been distributed. So You guys can start working on it. The last date for submission is the 28th. So after that, we'll have the new leaderboard and stuff. It'll be great.
Absolutely. And one more thing that I think I haven't touched is the fact that we want you, even if you are not into code, we would like you maybe just to provide your expertise in form of content creation, in maybe some blog posts and anything that you that could benefit Novu in general and just help everyone around. So if you don't really code and kind of afraid of getting into the code base itself, there are plenty other ways that you could contribute, maybe just being active on the community and help around. It's anything is just happily accepted and encouraged.
I think at Aviyel, it's in our DNA. So the whole point of bringing Hacktoberfest with Aviyel, especially for non-code contributions, was that point. Because that is one place where we actually lack in Hacktoberfest, which has been going around now. Thank you so much, Emil. Thank you so much, Emil and the Novu team for coming over.
Sure. It was an amazing time. It was a pleasure of mine to be hosted here with you guys, and I think you're doing an amazing work. I just will also post a link to our Discord for those who asked. So really, thank you for hosting me. Thank you for the time. And it was great. Let's do it more often.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to come on again. All right then. We'll be pushing off. Happy Hacktoberfest, guys. Bye-bye.
You too. You all. Bye.